Hello, welcome to my channel. Since this is my first video, I thought I would just take a little bit of time at the beginning to sort of talk about, introduce myself, who I am, and sort of what this channel is going to be all about. So I guess about myself first, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was a particle physicist, which was cool, but I ultimately decided it wasn't really what I wanted to do with my life. I've been a video game guy for forever. My whole life I've been in love with video games, and so I decided kind of at that point to start pursuing a career in it. Flash forward to now, and I'm an analyst at a video game company, which is great, but I'm not a developer. And I've had this kind of idea for, I guess, my whole life. Really, you have ideas of the games that you'd like to make and things that you think would be cool, and I always thought maybe one day I would make it myself. But for a long time, that's what it was. It was just ideas. Until about a year ago, when a friend of mine sort of gave me the kick in the pants that I needed, and just called me out on the fact that I was always sort of talking about these ideas but never really doing anything about it. So it was at that point that I started learning. It's been about a year now, and I've been learning Unity. I've been making games, but I've been doing a lot of like code along kind of stuff, never really making my own thing, and I've just been sort of watching other content creators on YouTube as they're making their own games. And I think I'm finally at the point now where I can start doing that myself. And so that's what I'm going to do. Throughout that whole process, as I said, I was watching other indie devs. I was watching kind of their tutorials. I was watching their devlogs, and I was just watching them kind of try to do what I want to do, which is take their ideas and bring them to life. And it inspired me. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here. I want to start contributing to that community. I want to make my own videos, and I want to just kind of put my own process out there in the hopes that other people find it interesting, or just in general kind of contribute to that community of which I find so interesting. So that's what this channel is going to be. It's going to be my own process as I'm trying to make my game. At the beginning, I think it's going to be mostly just devlogs as I'm sort of learning and going through the hurdles of building my first game from scratch by myself. But in the future, we'll see. So I guess just thank you for watching, and this is the start of my journey. All right, it's Friday night, sitting here in my bedroom, the way I'm sure all great indie games get going, staring at the blank Unity Hub screen. Exciting stuff. Let's dive in. So, new project, 3D project. What am I going to name it? For now, I'm just going to call this Project Zero, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Create project, and while this is going on, I thought I would just kind of talk through a little bit of what I'm doing here and why. So I have an idea for a game, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. What I want to do is I want to start with Project Zero, which is basically a test game for myself. I want to start building something from scratch all on my own, just to kind of get through my workflow, work out some of the kinks, and get a little bit more experience under my belt before I start really diving into what I want my actual project to be. So what I'm going to do with this game is I want it to be just a simple kind of puzzle game. It's a block. It's going to be moving on a surface, and on that surface is going to have different colored tiles. And your objective is going to be to basically change all the tiles to the same color, reach the end point of the level. Yeah, and that's that. I think this is going to be a really great way to get started. And well, what do you know? Our project scene is loaded up. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do, of course, is I guess let's just add a cube. All right, we have a cube. I'm a game developer now. There it is. All right, well, I guess the next thing I'm gonna have to do is actually figure out how to make this cube move. So, all right, let's see how to get that done. And we're back after what took longer than I'd like to admit. All right, so, but I'm ready to show off. Okay, look, we've got our cube. You'll notice I've named it player, made it a prefab, and I've got our input system down here. So without further ado, let's hit play. And there you go. It's moving. It's moving really slow. Let's Let's speed that up. Maybe try like 20. All right. Look at that. We have a cube that moves. Wow. I am prouder of that than I probably should be. Whew. All right. Well, that's, I mean, one small step, but I'm feeling good about it. So I think I'm going to call it a night here. But definitely going to be picking this back up tomorrow. All right. It's a new day, early in the morning, and I'm ready to get going on this. So I was thinking overnight, while making this block move has clearly been a momentous achievement. For my actual game, I think what I'd like it to do is not just move side to side, but kind of flip edge over edge as it moves. I think that should be pretty doable. So I'm going to try and implement that today, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, and in theory, we've got this all working now, so let's just hit play and give her a test. And oh my, yeah, that is not what's supposed to happen there. Yikes. Well, I guess it's back to the drawing board. I got it. All right, so just a bit of geometry later, and I think I finally got this thing figured out. Let me just click play, and hopefully this is all going to work the way it's supposed to. Yeah, look at that. Much happier with that. I think that's a much nicer kind of movement script for this block. I think that's going to do it for me. I'm pretty happy with how this thing turned out, and I mean, I guess next I gotta give this block something to actually move on, but I think maybe I'll save that for the next one. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it here. You know, it's baby steps, just getting started, but I'm pretty happy with the progress that I've made so far. I guess thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.